as we're driving and the smoothness. You know, the one thing I will say is the car makes you feel important, doesn't it?
Yeah, it definitely does. Cadillacs are definitely a status symbol.
And this one is no exception. I mean, it is just very prestigious. It's very classy. And again, I'll just give you how smooth this ride is. That's good stuff right there, Paul. That's good stuff right there.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Lou with another episode of My Car Story. I'd like to start by thanking the Geneva Concours for allowing me and Paul to get together. I wouldn't have met Paul without them. So Geneva, Illinois, the Geneva Concours, great car show. Paul, what's your last name?
Dybinski.
And the car you brought today, make, year, and model?
Brought a 65 Cadillac Eldorado.
The Big Daddy Caddy, and you're going to enjoy this one. So let's go right to the car. So Paul, tell me, how long have you had this one?
I've had this car for about 26 years now.
26 years, so it's a member of the family.
Most definitely.
And the sun just came out on it, and that in your rearview mirror is imposing. Wow, there's a lot of chrome on that. Now I see Hawaii plates.
Yes.
But we're in Illinois, so how did that happen?
It happened, my wife and I were out there on vacation, and she said, hey, why don't we get Hawaii plates for the Caddy? So we did. We actually found them at a I can't remember if it was a flea market or an antique store. They're original 65s. And everybody wants the one with the Hawaiian Warrior or the rainbow, but these are actually 65.
Now this crest is part of the Eldorado.
Yes.
So you wouldn't have that on some of the other models.
No, you wouldn't. The crest is what, or the wreath is what distinguishes it as an Eldorado.
And those look like the correct headlights.
T3s, yes.
T3s, I could see that there. So let me just show people from the side, the front. And what I mean by that is you can see there's like 3 distinct points on that bumper that stick out. And that is quite the grille. Then you've got this wonderful piece here. We'll stand back from this. You've got this wonderful piece on the side. That's your side marker light. Is that correct?
Yeah, that is correct. Yeah.
And then just it looks like with all the bells and whistles, when the turn signals are on, those light up, I'm guessing.
That's your turn signal, yes. They're not in the dash. They're right there on the outside of the fender.
And then your hood and your window. Come on back. Let's take a look at this one from the side. We're going to keep going back, well, because to get it all in, even with a wide-angle lens, you need to. And that has quite the stance. And let's see what this one looks like with the top coming down. And we're back. So now that we're back and you can see the side of that one, some of the things unique to the Eldorado as well is this second piece of chrome down on the bottom. So when you're down here, not only, of course, obviously the words Eldorado, but the second piece of chrome right in here.
Both of them, the rocker molding and the molding above it.
So those are the Cadillac Eldorado pieces.
Yes.
And you were sharing all the Eldorados, and I'm just going to do this for people just to make this a little more. There. Nice hubcap. And all the Eldorados were convertibles.
In 65.
In 65.
Yep.
That's kind of an interesting piece there. As you can see the intricacy of that design right there. Nice chrome piece here for ventilation. Didn't have to have that, could have all been body color, but they made that special piece there. And this interior, well, talk about white. I'm going to come back to that in a second. Let me get to the back of the car for a minute. I just want to show that crest there. And That's a beautiful crest right there. Yeah, detail. All right, and as we take a look at the back of this one, we've put the back in the sun as well. I always thought, Paul, I'm curious of your thoughts. I always enjoyed those thin taillights for such a wide back end. What's your thoughts on that?
I like them. I really do. It's different.
And it's classy.
Yeah, it is.
That just looks great. We've got, let's show how, first of all, we have the script. Not the script, the words, Eldorado. You got that interesting piece there, the insert, another Cadillac logo, and this tips that way. Go ahead, can we open that up?
Sure.
Now we've got some trunk and treats for you. And here's our, first of all, let me go give you the overall view. And it's interesting, the jack instructions are right there. And then the thing with the Eldorado too, there was a carpet. Usually it was more of a cardboard.
On everything else with the Eldorado, yeah, it's cardboard.
So here's your 65 owner's manual. Your luxurious new 65 Cadillac. And we won't go through all the features operating with Cadillac, but we'll just show a little of this book. Shows how the mirrors work, your turn signals, your radios. Some interesting pieces there. Hood latch, where that's at. But this was nice. The 65 Cadillac brochure. This looks very intimate. This
Yes,
looks
it
like
does.
when you buy this Cadillac, you get some passion. So new, so right, so obvious. Cadillac. The standard of the world. Looks like he's giving her some flowers there or something's happening there. The Cadillac Fleetwood series. A masterpiece even among Cadillac. And there's the Eldorado. This is what we're looking at right now. Some different seats in there than what you have. The DeVille series. Photographs are so good back then.
Yeah, definitely.
Hardtop sedan. Had a little bit of wind here in Illinois, but we'll deal with that. The Cadillac Calais. That looks like president of a company, the Electronic Laboratory, making a big business deal in the Cadillac. Notice there's no chrome here in the Calais coupe. Shows some of the differences. The elegant newcomer. There's the interior that we're going to see in a second. Options and accessories. Power controls. The nice thing with the Eldorado, here's your cruise control. Climate control. There's your tilt and telescopic wheel. We're going to see how that works in just a second. Your specifications, your chassis and engines. I'll go slow enough where you can read those. You can pause that and pause that. Specifications. And that's some good trunk and treats. Let's take a look at the interior, shall we? Paul, may I?
Go right ahead.
Thank you. So let's open this door. And the sun is beaming on that. Number one, it's a very heavy door as I opened it. And you could see that pull bar, all the nice, looks like brushed aluminum. Emergency locking windows back in '65.
If you go to the emergency position, the car doesn't have to be on to turn the windows.
Okay.
Run the windows up and
And
down.
is this a power window?
Power vents, yes.
Power vents, got it. Is that here? Is it these two?
Those are, yeah, that's
Power vents, got it. And we're showing the instrumentation here. This white is flawless. Now you just had this redone about a year ago?
About a year ago, yes.
Man, does it look good.
It was done by a place out in New Lenox.
Very, very nice. And as I'm coming, I can see there's this courtesy lamp here to get in. I've also got this engine number serviced, owner by Cadillac. We have the lighter there along with your own. Each belt buckle has a Cadillac emblem. And then you have this Cadillac emblem there. I like how they body matched these little red buttons. And they didn't have to add that piece there, but they did. Just really, really well done. I see we've got adjustable seats. And in the interior, this actually is the cruise control. I can see what looks like a little light that should come on there when it's turned to the on position. We have the lights with the automatic dimmer. Notice this is what we saw in the trunk and treat, the unlock lock, and I'll have Paul show us more about that as I hop out. Clear instrumentation. I like the fact that you drive it.
That's the fun part.
Definitely. Notice the clock is sweeping and working. There's the second hand. Now here we have the radio knobs and the radio. You could see the AM, FM and our radio knobs there.
And one of them is actually the control for the power antenna as well.
Is that right?
Yep.
And then you have our glove box in the center, which really gives the passenger loads of room. And here's your comfort control. Is this your top right here? Or is that's your odometer resetting?
That's the trip odometer reset. The top control is down here.
Top control, got it, is down here. I would have missed that if you wouldn't have told me that. And an interesting piece as well, this Cadillac with the script pops up. And there you have the dual ashtrays with the lighter in the middle. Like so. And one thing that's wonderful about the Cadillac, especially the Eldorado, listen to this horn. All aboard. We're boarding in gate 1. That is a tremendous horn. That's just delightful. Paul, show me how the wheel works.
Well, tilt feature is down here.
Okay, here's the tilt.
Pull this forward and the wheel tilts to where you want
Got it. So the other one's the turn signal.
Yep, the other one's a turn signal. And this is your telescopic wheel. You just turn it to unlock and the wheel pulls up and down. So if you're nice and tall and you have to sit with the seat all the way back, you don't have to reach for the steering wheel. Or if you're short like me, you push it all the way down and then you just lock it.
Wonderful. Let's we'll take a look under the hood.
Sounds good.
That's a sizable hood.
Definitely.
I mean, just stand next to it for a second. Wow. All right. And here's our multiple horns that you just heard. Our boat's on. Now, why'd you have to have this car? Why in '96 did you say, you know, this was the right one for me?
Well, it's kind of a funny story. I literally found the car by accident. My wife was in a car accident and took it to the body shop.
My wife was in a car accident.
Yes.
I found it by accident. Okay, good one, Paul. Go ahead.
Yeah, and you know, when people say they found a car by accident, they mean they stumbled upon it. No, this one was literally by accident.
So your wife's in a crash, and she's okay.
She's okay.
She's
was fine.
okay. Okay,
Oh, yeah,
good.
everything was fine, and I went back to the body shop to check on the car one time, and I was driving a '68 DeVille at the time, and the owner of the body shop said, "What's with the DeVille?" I said, "It's my everyday car," and he mentioned that he had 2 convertibles.
Okay.
And I commented that if he ever decided to get out from underneath either one of them, let me know. Next time I went to check on the car, he pulled me to the side and said, "The Eldorado's for sale."
Wow.
So I ended up buying it.
And so tell me what this is.
That is the sensor for the automatic dimming headlights.
Got it. And this is your cruise control.
That's your cruise control.
All right, the one that we saw, I originally thought was a temperature gauge, but we're learning all the time. Just want to show that tag as well. I found the car by accident. Well, my wife was in an accident. It's funny that your wife is fine, but it's funny how you found the car. All right, let's fire it up, shall we?
Sure.
And then we'll let it idle. I'll go to the back of the car, since right now the back's in the shade. We'll actually step on the brakes so we can see those.
Okay.
Interesting, you can see like ground back there. I would think that back in '65, this was such a packed engine. Doesn't seem very packed now. That is Cadillac smooth.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, no doubt. Okay, let me just listen to it idle. You're going to step on the brakes if you would, please, for a second, but let me let it idle first. You don't even hardly hear it. Give it a rev, would you? Paul, you're actually going to have to give it a better rev than that, or I want to hear it. All right, there we go. The whole thing torqued on that. Do it one more time. What's the cubic inches on this?
429.
429. All right, let's step on the brakes while we have it in the dark. Oh, those are great. Just for grins, can you throw it in reverse? Thank you. All right, we'll put that back out of reverse since I'm back here. Thank you. Well, Paul, let's take this one for a ride.
Sounds like a plan.
So, Paul, let's take a ride in the car, and as I'm getting in, I'm greeted by the Cadillac emblem, and might I add, I noticed right there a little badge that you normally wouldn't see on only one side of your car. So if you've never seen that, you'll see it for the first time.
I gotta take a look.
All right, cool. Well, you'll see it on your computer full size. Perfect day riding in the Eldo.
It is a perfect day. I mean, you couldn't ask for better weather.
This is great.
You really can't.
You know what I like right off the bat in your car is we're sitting up.
Yes.
So that's my view of the hood. And what a glorious hood it is. It's got where you can see both fenders. Do me a favor, let's make a turn, and I just want to show that turn signal. You can see that clicking there. And we'll pull back. How smooth is this?
It's smooth.
It's smooth, right?
It really is. This car is just nothing less than a pleasure to drive.
I mean, you don't even hear it, right?
No, not at all.
Let's go that way just so we can we'll get a little straightaway. I'm just curious. Let's give it a little acceleration. Boy, that's what the top down. I'm trying to be as quiet as possible. I don't know if you're ever going to hear that, right?
I think that was the idea when they built these.
I mean, wow. Truly, back in the day, the standard of excellence.
Definitely was.
So what's the reaction when you're driving in this car?
This car is a real head turner. I mean, you go down the street, you get a lot of thumbs up from people, driving past. You get a lot of you know, what is it? What year is it? From people sitting next to you at red lights. A lot of nods.
You got a lot of nods you were sharing?
Oh, definitely. A lot of nods. Like I said, it's a real head turner. People stop at red lights to get out of the car and come over and just look at it and say, wow, what is it? So
It's an instant friend maker.
definitely.
Instant friend maker.
Definitely.
So this is what this is all about.
That's what this is all about.
I want to just let people kind of take it in. This car is almost soothing, isn't it?
Yes.
I mean, it's almost relaxing. Like if you're having a stressful day, come out in the Caddy, drop the top, and just ride with us.
Very therapeutic.
Say that again.
Very therapeutic.
What a great ride. Well, Paul, such a treat. What a great time meeting you. What a fantastic Big Daddy Caddy you have. And it's really been my pleasure. Thanks for being on my car story.
Thanks, Lou. Appreciate the offer. I really do.